I am DJ and Dr. Shar Johnson. We're here again. Thank you all for taking out your busy schedule to listen to Can't Catch a Break. If you like to subscribe, go ahead. If you like to poll us, give your feedback, and tell us what you think, go ahead. Your opinion matters. It's important. We're not here to be critical or judge anyone. We're here to speak the truth and share knowledge. So once again, thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. Because without you, this wouldn't happen. Yes, we appreciate you. We always will appreciate you. For the first time visitors, so first time to come on this podcast that listen to us. Those that's listening and finding out what we're talking about, trying to see what we're talking about. Guess what? We're gonna talk about the truth. We're gonna talk about the facts. We're here to not judge anyone. We're not to be critical of anyone, but we're here to talk about things that affect us as human beings, and if we're dealing with it. And we see in the signs of the times here, we see what's taking place. You see how the world is shifting. Things are happening like never before, and this we guys keep praying. But I want to talk about one thing also too as we go down this years of new presidency, and what people don't understand the business aspect. I often talked about one of my episodes. I talk about electoral votes. I talked about the popular vote. I talked about many things, but I want to share with some of you that don't know what a tariff is. What are tariffs? TARIFFS, and how they will affect this world, affect people, working day citizen, taxpayers. What happens? Okay, one of the things we do is we do a lot of trade. From countries, different countries are imported goods. All around the border. When it comes to out of state in different places overseas, we do a lot of that imported goods coming in from revenues we make, and we try to protect domestic producers. We do a lot of things for when but here are the things what's going on. This was what's going on right now. you know we ain't talking about Donald Trump. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the people. We're talking about God when he's looking at us. He's seeing some things here. He's seeing what's taking place right now. And what we see right now is our economy right now. They says that we're strong and our GPA and everything's up, and so the stock market. But here's the thing is, y'all, from the business aspect of it too. When you come to tariffs, okay, when it comes to that, when it comes to imported goods, when it comes to the trade, uh, and when it comes to increase of prices of imports, so things can become very, very high, or it can become less expensive from domestic goods. But I want to share something with you. If you didn't notice this, for tariffs, they make it look good. People, they'll politicians, some will make it look good. And the tariffs is uh, is imports from or imposed by the government to raise revenue to protect domestic industries or exert political leverage over another country. Uh, Tariffs often result in unwanted side effects such as higher consumer prices. Tariffs have a long, continuous history, and the debate over whether they represent good or bad policy rages on to this day. Now, you got to understand now how this going to affect people. I mean, the consumers. I mean, the businesses. How when United States when they start raising taxes, I mean, raising tariffs, I mean, the prices and everything, this what happens. The other countries raise theirs. Okay, so now you will be paying trillions of dollars uh, because of what we have done, with what the politicians have done, how they um, will take that and all of a sudden now America is spending trillions of dollars because of the countries are saying, well, since y'all raised our tariffs, we're gonna raise on y'all goods and everything. So now things are expensive because most of our goods and stuff are overseas, from China, different countries, and it affects here back in America, and its economy. You know, uh, See the consumer have parts, from things from other countries, overseas, uh, it could, where the product is made, or I just explained that. See, the thing is, the economists see things different, because they see things as distortion, and it can harm domestic consumers over time. And so it's very, very important that it won't be a trade war, a trade war, you know, because if you raise the tariffs, then guess what? You're gonna have a trade war. Think about that, okay? Uh, okay, and you're damaging things, that could stay at norm. So when you hear someone say it's about raising the tariffs, think about that. Okay, no matter how big your business is, it's going to affect everybody. Okay, okay, and tariffs rates. I mean, it does from it involves, like, let me see, from economics and political. Everyone's in there, uh, let's say, based upon what is needed to protect, like, the domestic industries. Okay, it addresses the trade imbalances, unfair trade practices, tariffs, not tariffs, about tariffs. These are the things that, when people don't realize that, they look at things, they read about things. I don't care what kind of politician, Republican or Democrat, but when it comes to the economy, these are some of the things that can leave America down a road of higher and higher debt. Okay, uh, because of this tariff. Because countries will, guess what? It can damage when you raise tariffs. Okay, and I hope someone is listening out there to let you know that I don't care about, okay, who y'all voted for. I mean, really, Republican, Democrat. But these are things that's gonna affect us as taxpayers. These are some of the things from the Great Depression of 1930, when he was trying to strengthen the U.S. economy. Remember that? The Great Depression. Remember that? So it was called the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. It increased tariffs on, like, farm and manufacturing goods, because we was going in the 30s, was suffering from an economic downfall. So and when those tariffs are raised, okay, um, everything went to a standstill. You read about it, okay. I read too. I love reading because I have my facts straight, and it helps. And I want to be to inform, because I know it's very important we get the truth from what's really going on. 'Cause, see, what happened is that when you start doing those things, uh, from both sides of the aisle, and the politicians, uh, there should be a thought process, real deep down thought process, because like tariffs, toward a free market, economy, uh, we gotta look at for what it was gonna really do. It can hurt America, taxpayers. It can hurt the people here, businesses. Everything will become so high. You talking about the price of grocery is high? Okay, think about when you start messing with tariffs. What else can be high? What else can start happening? People say, well, let these other countries pay for the bill and all that. But hear this out. When it comes to those tariffs, America has to be wise because you can go into a economic downfall. Yeah, you can go back into the 30s. Yes, when it first started. Um, so tariffs. Um, it could be damaging for America. I know, people saying it's gonna be tough and all that, but you got to look at the consequences. Okay. You got to look at the consequences of taxes that's gonna be put to use. Uh, and what's gonna happen is that America is gonna be in about a $3 trillion debt. Who knows? $1 trillion debt. Who knows? The way things are going right now. So we have to pay attention to what you do with your money, how you invest your money. Just because the stock market is up, Bitcoin is up, doesn't mean that you go put your money in there so fast. Okay? Because it can crash. It can crash. And the way things are going to go, okay, right now, uh, by these tariffs, we're going to see a lot of changes. The price of goods and okay, when it comes to domestic, doing things. Okay, so we have to really, really evaluate this. We have to really evaluate. Okay, some that have like cars or have tariffs on them, and it's depends on what kind of car it is. And so yeah, some of them get charged $1,000 a tariff. The car. It's pretty. Um, big because everything's gonna go sky high. Um, so that's what happened. And if a government get involved in tariffs uh, uh, for revenue, uh, then you'll see what happened. Many from foreign uh, countries that makes product good become more expensive when we start raising tariffs. Okay. Really, it can be very, very, uh, hurtful for the American people. So they gotta know these things. That's why I say study it, read the history, but read the things about these because these are some of the things that we're gonna see that's gonna take place in this day and time. Okay, I just talked about the economy, talking about things that we're gonna see, what's gonna take place. Okay, so we better be careful. All right, so pay attention. Yes. When you see the government imposing tariffs, yeah, it can be a leverage to a point where it will have effect for real, domestic goods, and that can hurt domestic consumers, right? And then the competition teams, because of competition now, because that went up, now they got to contend, generate. Okay, so you got to be aware of these things. Learn about the history. Learn about politicians, what they're doing, what they're not telling you. Stop moving around. What they're not telling you. Learn about is things that laws that have been enacted that you don't even know about. The news media will give you only search segments of it, but they don't discuss that. And people today are getting sidetracked because of they don't really know. They just go on by what they hear instead of doing study of it. Okay, tariffs. Okay, um, it's supposed to be to help, you know, manufacturers, but guess what happens? You know, it's going to affect the consumer. But it's raising tariffs. That's not the way to get the economy back on track. So, you know, it's not going to work. And I said it first. Price is going to go up even higher with the food grocery tax stuff is happening right now. So today, people are impacted by tariffs. You know, for all shapes and sizes. Yeah, doesn't make a difference. People, me, it's real. It's gonna be real. So we got to really pay attention. Okay, um, and like I say, it affects lower income consumers. hmm Yeah, high prices on imported goods, and people financial means will be limited because they can't afford it because tariffs. So write your congressman, write your senator, tell them because it's coming down the line. Things is gonna happen here shortly. Yeah, your businesses might fold because of these tariffs. Okay. So I'd like to just share here. Thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I really appreciate y'all taking out y'all busy schedule to listen to Can't Catch a Break. We're here to talk about the facts. We're here to share the light on things, people. You know, we're here to show, misunderstand our things. I mean, we're that's in the conversation. That makes sense. Okay, so be careful. The tariffs are coming down the line. It's coming down the line, and when they hit, we're gonna see how much it affect America. Yes. So I want to thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. Sorry about me moving and everything. I am DJ and Dr. Charlene Johnson. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead. Tell us what you think, pollers. We would love to hear from you. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And subscribe. Y'all have a good and a blessed day. Thank you for listening to Can't Catch a Break.